Monday, Motsepe is touted by who?
The question of the ANC leadership is taking center stage as Ramaphosa is preparing to leave the presidency. And you know what happens? Once you are removed as the president of the ANC, you are not going to last as the president of the country. So 2027 is just around the corner. After we go through the local elections, then the focus will be on the leadership of the ANC. Now, when you look at it, currently we just have 3 front runners for that presidency. That is Fikile Mbalula, Paul Mashatile, and of course, the one that is backed by the media, Mr. Patrice Motsepe. Now, I was listening to Julius Malema on the EFF podcast just an hour ago when he was asked about the leadership of the ANC and who he thinks would be the successor to Ramaphosa. This is what he said.
If they leave Mbalula to run the way he's running, he will be president of the ANC because the man is running. He tells everybody to keep quiet and then he speaks when everybody is quiet about the race.
And he's organizing the provinces and the leagues.
He's organizing the provinces.
That's the job of an SG, isn't it?
But you can't win confidence without an SG.
Yeah. So he will take over Mbalula, but he will have a difficulty with Paul Mashatile. He operates in a different strategy. Doesn't operate the way Mbalula operates. He operates in a much more sophisticated manner. And there are 2 people running. The rest are just talking. They're passing time. It's Paul and Mbalula. And if they're not going to stop how Mbalula organizes things, they must know he will take it.
I mean, we could also see some sort of a unity slate forming, similar to what happened last year
It's possible.
in December. I
Yeah,
think
it's possible. If there is a compromise slate, Paul will be president and Mbalula will be deputy president.
Yeah.
Julius Malema also touched on the issue of Floyd Shibambo and the fact that Floyd was calling the EFF and Julius a cult. And this is what he had to say.
We're sitting here, we still don't know what was the revolutionary about taking that decision of going to MK. But people take individual decisions, and we ought to respect those decisions as the people. And we wish them well. If they are genuinely going to help our people, we can do with so many hands in helping our people. And we shouldn't be hard on them and say all manner of things. Yes, we get disappointed as people because we are people. But you must let go.
Yeah. Have you changed in any way you do things in the EFF just based on what happened last year all the departures?
Just before you answered that, I was quite surprised in the last election that Floyd led so much of the campaign, was in charge of governance, was in charge of GNU. You seemed to give him the responsibility that he wanted, and either he didn't do well and couldn't account, or it wasn't enough. He wanted to be the CIC.
Well, the question is, did I change? When you build an organization, it's based on your face, your speech, and all of that. So you need to gradually, unannounced, start giving other people responsibilities and take a back seat to observe what will happen. And we did exactly that because we had developed an amount of confidence in some of these comrades. But when that happened, it suggested that I now have to be hands-on and make sure that we take care of the organization. It's interesting that he's calling us all manner of names, cult and all of that. But most decisions here were taken by him, were influenced by him. He says I'm a cult. In the same sentence, he says, he wanted to make someone else Secretary General when he came from a caucus. And I suggested Marshal Dlamini, and Marshal Dlamini became Secretary General. If I was a cult, why would I agree to something like that? I was not from a caucus. I was sitting with him, we were talking. I said, Shadrach Tlaule can be the Secretary General. And he said, no, Marshal Dame. And I said, I don't know why I didn't think about that name. And I immediately agreed. There was no quarrel about it. But he is a man who was doing everything because I'm a cult. But whatever suggestions that came forward, we are individuals. We make individual proposals. And most of the ideas he expressed in the EFF were accepted, were never met with resistance. So I don't know what got into their head. Maybe it's again, fostering that idea of fragmenting a black vote, make sure EFF gets as little votes as possible and so many political parties, then the DA grows with the Freedom Front Plus and the IFP, and then they take over South Africa. But it is our duty as leaders to accept that from time to time people are going to insult you, especially the people you worked with, the people you are close with. People are destroyed by people who are close to them, not people from far. So you ought to accept that, but do not degenerate to their level.
Well, back on the issue of Fikile Mbalula, Paul Mashatile, and Patrice Motsepe, just a few months ago, there was a time when Fikile Mbalula was addressing the masses, and when he addressed them, he touched on the issue of Patrice Motsepe leading the ANC. He spoke about the fact that the guy is not even mobilizing, is not even part of any branch that is active. So how do we expect him to go there and lead the ANC? Well, that is Fikile Mbalula trying to really shift the focus from Patrice to the ANC as a whole. But we know for sure there are a lot of people who are rallying behind Patrice Motsepe. And I just want you guys to listen to what Fikile Mbalula really said that day when he spoke about Patrice, because he was brutal. He was not really playing games. He wanted to make sure that he removes the conversation from Patrice to probably one of the people in the ANC that is not Patrice. He doesn't want to see Patrice anywhere near the leadership of the ANC, but only the people who are now active in the top 6 of the ANC.
Revolution will be affected worse than where we are. Uyabona ngoku kuthethwa nangabantu ongaziyo noba bane branch kuthiwa izawuba ngomongameli be-ANC ngoba banemali. I-ANC ayifani nokhokhela i-football club and all of that. Iyasetyenzelwa lento. Ayo Sundowns leyo Pirates. Uvuke ngomso ufuna ucontesta no-Ivan Khoza. Or ufuna ucontesta no-Kaizer Mtawu. Ayifani lento nebhola. Niyeke lento ufanisa i-ANC nebhola. Iyasetyenzelwa lento. Umuntu xa kafuna ukhokhela i-ANC makazibonakalise apha. And aba bantu bamane besithi sifuna umtsipe andimazi noba imember ye-ANC lo mntu lo. Ewe imali yakhe siyayitya, uyayifaka from time to time. Uzibiza ngokuthi imember ye-ANC. Makube ne-discipline apha e-ANC. Umtsipe ikufuna uphatha makathi uzibonakalisa apha emasebeni kuba imember ye-ANC. Sizokwazi udibana naye ngqo. Ene lento yabo iyadika. Isihlela apha emqaleni. Ifana nenyama etyayo yenkomo etyebileyo. Ime apha. Every Sunday, Motsepe is touted by who? Gobani pressure. Sithe imani nimile nime nge-discipline.